Here we go.
Yo, what's going down, Green Skin Entertainment fans? Your homie Jay Green back right now with my thoughts and feelings on the brand new Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Now, this movie was written and directed by Lee Cronin, an auteur. And this movie was produced by James Wan's company, Atomic Monster. Now, I say that because James Wan has brought us some amazing franchises. Insidious, The Conjuring. He did a great job on the Fast and the Furious 7. He brought Aquaman to $1 billion in a dying franchise that was the DCEU. So when you see this man's name attached to anything, you gotta give it a shot. Now, this movie stars Jack Rayner, Leia Costa, May Calamawy, Natalie Grace, Shiloh Molina, Billy Roy, Veronica Falcon,
Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon.
and a couple of appearances from Hyatt Camille.
Oof. You're gorgeous.
Now, for all of y'all out there who have no idea what this iteration of The Mummy is all about, we are following the Cannon family. Charlie, he's the dad, he is a journalist, he's moved his family out to Egypt, Cairo to be specific. They've been living out there for about 5 months when his daughter goes missing.
Oh no, baby, I know you didn't do me wrong, Lord, no, he doesn't. I nursed him with these, Lord, no.
Cut to 8 years later, they get a call talking about, yo, we found your daughter. They fall out talking about, respect the law! And before they walk into that room, the doctor says, yo, you gotta prepare yourself for what y'all about to see. She was found in this sarcophagus, so on and so forth. She's been in there for like 8 years. She's extremely malnourished, this, that, and the other thing. But that doesn't even prepare the parents for what they are about to see. They walk up in there and they see their daughter in a horrific state. Anyway, they end up bringing her home. All this other stuff starts to unfold. She starts to act all crazy. She's doing crazy shit around the house. Next thing you know, you got the spirit of some kind of demon all up inside of her. She's trying to kill people. Coyotes are coming over to the house. This shit's going crazy. It's bonkers. And that's basically The Mummy. Now, straight off the top, what did I think about this movie?
It's not good, okay? It's not good.
It's not terrible, but as I said, it's not good. So let me give y'all some context. In a nutshell, the premise was dope and intriguing, but it wasn't very well developed. The characters were flat, very one note. Whenever the movie had an opportunity to go a little bit deeper on an emotional level to draw us in, it didn't. So I just felt like I was waiting around for something to happen. When it does happen, it's really accompanied by jump scare after jump scare, eerie sound after eerie musical note that's laid on super heavy, super thick, extremely obvious, and removed my enjoyment and removed me from the movie emotionally, mentally. And I never thought I'd say it, but this movie has gratuitous, grotesque scenes and horrific imagery that really went nowhere. It was almost as if when Lee Cronin was writing this, he came up with a couple of cool ideas and concepts as to if a girl got kidnapped and then was mummified, what would she do? What would it be like? Figured out some type of lightweight plot to put around all those things, and then this is what we got. And because the premise of a little girl going missing, she's found 8 years later in this 3,000-year-old sarcophagus, she's been mummified, but oh shit, she's actually alive and some stuff starts to jump off, that's interesting. Then you have the added effect of what's really going on kind of behind the scenes. What was the motivation or the catalyst, I should say, for her to go missing? And what does that all entail? That's interesting too, but the movie, for me, didn't actually develop or explore a lot of those elements very well. So that's why I feel like the characters were kind of one note, and the story is very shallow in regards to what it could have been. So while I thought the acting was fine from everyone, and I thought the direction of the film and how it was shot was still pretty fly and looked good, and definitely up top, it felt a little bit more suspenseful and kind of eerie and wondering like, okay, like what's really going on in the way that certain things jump off. Those elements that I did enjoy couldn't be saved by the flimsy plot, exposition, and storytelling. So I can't recommend you check this one out in the movie theater. If you're interested in it, I would say check it out on streaming. But if we're comparing mummy movies to mummy movies, the movie I would have to put on the top of mummy movies in my lifetime that I've seen and experienced is going to be Brendan Fraser's original Mummy movie. That movie, in regards to all the Mummy movies that have come out since then, that movie is still the gold standard. It's fun, it's adventurous, it's got great lore. It takes us back in time to Egypt in a time when we weren't around, so it can kind of build out that whole mythology and whatnot that's going on around the pyramids and stuff, which was super fun. It gives us the supernatural mixed in with some more human elements, characters that you care about. That Mummy movie was really good. So this one, I thought we were gonna get something like that, but maybe a little bit more horrific in a sense, but the characters just weren't really developed very well, so wasn't that good. Anyway, that's all I got for you for the spoiler-free portion of the video. Yo, I'm gonna spoil a couple of things here. Nothing too crazy, nothing too big. I promise you, even if I tell you what's about to jump off, you are not missing much. If you wanna go see this movie, check it out, it's fine. But I'm not spoiling anything that is actually meaningful or impactful to your enjoyment of the overall plot and synopsis. Trust me. Now, the premise up top was pretty fly, right? Girl's been taken. Why is she taken? It's a mystery. We got to figure it out. She's found 8 years later. She's alive, but she's effed up, mummified basically. What happened? This movie never really does a meaningful and impactful deep dive into what's jumping off. In this type of film, you're gonna get that classic scene where someone goes to a professor or whatever. Somehow he's just able to walk on the campus without a school ID or anything. It's 2026, I'm sure you need some credentials. And he's asking this professor, hey, can you translate these hieroglyphics? And the professor looks at him in the same way that Alan Grant was looking at dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, like, where did you get this? Do you know how important this is? This is like 3000 BC or whatever the hell he says. And the dad is just like very vague. Like, dude, if when you got your daughter back, this ish was like attached to her skin and the doctors didn't even notice it was there or remove it. So this is a finding and you're bringing it to this guy to get some answers and you're a reporter. Why wouldn't you stay there and have a legitimate conversation? And why wouldn't you exchange numbers with this dude to keep in contact with some more of the things that you're finding, especially if this chick is acting wild and crazy and you don't really know how to deal with it? He sounds like a good guy to have in your pocket. So the way that the movie breaks down this mystery and leaves these little breadcrumbs of this text that's on her body or how she's acting and responding, and she's trying to, drop names with like Morse code by clicking her teeth or whatever, it doesn't really go anywhere that feels realistic. And this guy's a reporter. I expect him to like investigate, and his investigation is kind of flimsy. So that didn't work well for me. It kept pulling me out like, why wouldn't you leverage the knowledge you have as a journalist and be a little bit more open with communication with your wife and all the information that you're finding? That made no sense to me. I mean, we should be on some type of Indiana Jones, Nicolas Cage from National Treasure adventure trying to figure out what's jumping off, what's this text all over her skin, what really happened to her, where did this sarcophagus come from, how is it 3,000 years old, she's been in here for 8 years, still alive. We should have got all that, including the scares and the creeps, but we didn't. We just got cheap jump scares. The other problem I had was when I'm watching a movie like this, the film has to bring you into that universe and it has to make you believe in whatever it is showing you. In this movie, when they call them up and say, hey, yo, we found your daughter, get down here. Hey, you know what? Prepare yourself. You're gonna see some crazy shit. When they walk up into that hospital room, this bitch looks like the Crypt Keeper. Straight looks like Sloth from Seven. That dude that was in the bed for like an entire year. Grill looking like Charlize Theron's mouth from the movie Monster. Physique looking like Christian Bale from The Machinist. Looking like one of those desert freaks from The Hills Have Eyes. Looking like that sick, creepy dude from the movie It. I mean, she's fucked up. And the doctors are making up some type of mumbo jumbo about like, yeah, she's not really talking a lot right now. She got some little tics and some little quirks and whatnot just because she's malnourished and she's been in this sarcophagus for all this time, but she's all right. And then they just let her go. Yo, anytime you're watching a medical procedural, ER, The Pit, Grey's Anatomy even, how many times do we hear someone coming in with a broken arm or they fainted and passed out and they say, you know what, we need to keep them overnight for some observation. They let this bitch go so fucking fast. Man, it takes longer to go to a dealership and purchase a car than it took for them to get their daughter up at the hospital. And then when they send her ass home, they send her home in a wheelchair. This house is not wheelchair accessible. They don't send her home with no medical supplies. She don't got no IV, no medical bed. Like, what the hell's the deal? The hospital, when they found her, they didn't even clean her ass up. She got some long ass nails like Howard Hughes when he had himself locked in the basement. Bad case of gingivitis, pink eye, hair all matted down like the bird lady from Home Alone 2. She's nasty. And if that wasn't unbelievable enough, when she's at home and starts really tripping out, hurting people, biting people, scratching all types of crap, throwing up the La Brea tar pit, steaming bile and whatnot, all this sort of stuff, the husband, in his right sense of mind, tells the mom, hey, you know what? I don't know if we're really equipped to handle her right now. And the mom, I get it. I get it. What would you do if you're a parent and your child's been missing for 8 years? You probably thought she was dead, not never coming back. And finally she's back, but she looked like this though? And the mom's like, what, you think I can't take care of her? Bitch, you ain't no nurse. No, you can't take care of her. She got some mental issues, physical issues. She's not well. Clearly, you need more help. Even someone with a hip or a knee replacement has the PT come by to check them out every so often. No medical professionals show up at this house at any given time. So it was those types of things that made this movie fall flat for me. And then, oh my God, the grandma, she's a sweetheart. She's cooking for the family. She's trying to cut the girl's hair, clean her up nice, all that. She's talking to her. She cool people. This girl ends up killing the grandma. She blasts her out the window. And the next thing you know, the camera pans down, blood everywhere, but she's still alive. All of a sudden, these coyotes come out of nowhere and start eating her ass up. And this is like the first time I've seen a lot of shit, yo. I'm a big Saw movie fan, okay? I like Hostel, okay? I've seen a lot of like torture porn type shit. And this is like the first time as I'm watching this movie, and there's a lot of nastiness in this movie, I'll give it that. But this is like the first time that I'm sitting there in the theater and I was like, that's a bit much. Her guts is all out, they're eating her. I'm like, they didn't have to do grandma like that. Come on now. She didn't deserve that shit for a minute. Now, cut to, I don't know, a couple days later, I guess, whatever, and they're having the wake at the house. So you got a bunch of people over there, right? Mingling, doing what they do, paying their respects, all of that. Meanwhile, Mummy Girl, she's locked upstairs. I'm talking about padlock, combination, bolt lock.
23-hour lockdown. Shoe program, nigga.
And of course, she's trying to get out. Now, she had done something earlier to her little sister, so now her little sister's tripping out downstairs. She's acting funny style, pulling her teeth out, pulling her nails out, you know, weird type of shit like that just to gross us out, spitting blood all over the deviled eggs. People all eating them, cameras all close up in the mouth, you know what I'm saying? For whatever reason. And then from way earlier, when old girl had thrown up all that nasty bile, steamy, nasty shit, it's like corroding through the upstairs floor. And then she's like poking through the floor and don't nobody see her.
Man, this is some bullshit.
Like, she's in the living room. Just look up, you're gonna notice that. You know what I'm saying? I could be sitting in the living room watching a movie and I'll see a black dot on the wall. I'm like, oh shit, there's a spider, I gotta go get that. Meanwhile, this girl's head is poking through the fucking ceiling. And nobody sees it. And nobody sees her sister pulling out her teeth, throwing them all over the floor, and spitting blood all over the devil food eggs. They still eating them, all deep in their mouth and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Then all of a sudden her sister drops down into the casket and starts trying to eat the grandma's face. Like, what the is going on? Like, I get it. It's like shock value on one end, but to no end. Shock value on one end, but to no end. This has nothing to do with the plot or the story or whatever. Like, why are we doing this? What's going on? Like, the stuff that's jumping off at this particular wake rivals the wake or funeral scene in Scary Movie 3. At least in Scary Movie 3, that shit was funny as fuck. This right here is just mind-bogglingly weird, with nothing to really further the plot. In the end of the movie, when they're gonna defeat this situation, the dad, after he learns this knowledge, says, you know what? I'm gonna sacrifice myself for my daughter, and I'm gonna let the spirit and the demon come inside of me, right? So he's over the demon, and then it throws up the bile, like we've seen in all the Conjuring movies and all the Insidious movies and all the most recent possession type films. It spits up the bile, right? And then now it's in him. So here we go, the end of the movie. You've been warned. So now we catch up to this main chick. They find her, they lock her ass up, she's in prison, she's in Egypt, whatever. The dad, he's fucked up. He's basically like mummy dude, okay? They roll his ass in there in the wheelchair and they allude, we don't see it, but they're gonna allude that he's gonna be over this chick. He's gonna throw up the bile into her, and now the original woman who was tasked with keeping care of the mummy or whatever, and who kidnapped the daughter, the demon's now gonna be in her and they're probably gonna lock her up and throw away the key. The other thing that I was scratching my head on is that if this chick is tasked with the job of taking care of the mummy, watching to make sure that the mummy never gets out of this sarcophagus, that the mummy is fed and all this whatever, why not just chain this motherfucker up and dump her into the deepest part of the ocean like Megatron to never be seen again? So based on that, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I see that you're kind of setting up an opportunity for a sequel. Now, while I did not care for this movie, I didn't think it was very good, but I thought that the premise was cool. I thought that the lore and the mythology that they alluded to was interesting. I wanted to see more of that. If this movie can do what the original Ouija films did, and the original Annabelle movie did, which was the original Ouija movie and the original Annabelle were not very well received from critics or fans. But their sequels or reboots or successors, whatever you want to call them, were. Ouija Origin of Evil, that was a good movie. Came off the backs of a movie that was kind of critically panned and fans didn't really care for either. Annabelle Creation, that was a good movie. Coming off the back of an Annabelle movie that not many people liked. So if this movie does well enough, because it's a horror movie, it's probably a low budget. So if it makes enough and it does well enough, and we get another movie where this chick is now the true mummy villain, and she's just going around trying to wreck shop, dope. I'll be here for that. But we shall see. So I really would not suggest that y'all take your time to go see this one in the theater. If anything, check it out on streaming. That's all I got for you. Yo, is The Mummy on your list of films to see? Was it on your radar? If you've seen it, comment below. Let me know what you thought. Your homie, Jay Green, I'm out.